Good afternoon, students. We all will learn today the chapter Energy, chapter 5 of class 8, presented by your physics teacher Aradhana Kalango. We are going to learn from this chapter what is energy, what is work, what are the forms of energy, transformation of energy in daily life, what is power, and what are the judicious use of energy. Definition of work and displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance covered by an object. It can be zero, positive, or negative. If we climb the stairs and come back to your initial position, then displacement will be zero. Work is said to be done when the force applied displaces the object through some distances of the applied force. ম্যাথমেটিক্যালি ওয়ার্ক ইকুয়াল টু ফোর্স ইন্টু ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট। তার মানে আমরা যখন দেখব ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হলো শর্টেস্ট ডিস্টেন্স উই ক্যান কভার বাই অ্যান অবজেক্ট। ইট ক্যান বি জিরো, ইট ক্যান বি পজিটিভ অর নেগেটিভ। যদি আমরা ইনিশিয়াল স্টেজ পজিশন থেকে স্টার্ট করি সেখানেই ফিরে আসি তাহলে কিন্তু সেই ডিসপ্লেসমেন্টটা জিরো, তার ফলে ওয়ার্ক ডানও জিরো। সো নাও উই উইল মুভ টু দ্য ইউনিটস অফ দ্য ওয়ার্ক। দেয়ার আর সো মেনি ইউনিটস অফ ওয়ার্ক। এসআই ইউনিট অফ ফোর্স ইজ নিউটন, এসআই ইউনিট অফ ডিস্টেন্স হচ্ছে মিটার, তাই ওয়ার্ক ডান কী হবে নিউটন মিটার। এসআই ইউনিট অফ ওয়ার্ক ইজ জুল, লার্জ ইউনিট অফ ওয়ার্ক আর কিলোজুলস অ্যান্ড মেগাজুলস। কিলোজুল ইকুয়াল টু 1000 জুলস আর মেগাজুলস মানে 10⁶ জুল। তাহলে কী কী দেখলাম আমরা? এসআই ইউনিট অফ ওয়ার্ক ইজ মিটার অ্যান্ড এসআই নিউটন মিটার, এসআই ইউনিট অফ ওয়ার্ক ইজ জুল, তাহলে লার্জেস্ট ওয়ার্ক ইজ kilojoule and megajoule. Now, factors affecting the work done. The amount of work done depends upon the three factors: force applied to produce motion, distance traveled by the body in the direction of the force. We can conclude that the amount of work done depends on the distances traveled by the object. তাহলে force applied to produce motion, distance traveled by the body in the direction of the force, or we can conclude that the force of work done depends upon the distances traveled by the object. Next, energy and its different form. Energy is the ability of a work body to do work. তাহলে এনার্জি কি? একটা বডি যতটা পরিমাণ কাজ করতে পারে সেটাই তার এবিলিটি, সেটাই তার এনার্জি। There are different kinds of energy. All living things need energy to grow. Plants get energy from the light from the sun. Heat and light both are forms of energy. There are different forms of energy: mechanical energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, thermal energy, or sound energy. Next, diagram. By the diagram, we can present different forms of energy. Energy की काइनेटिक एनर्जी, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी। काइनेटिक एनर्जी की थर्मल एनर्जी, मेकानिकल एनर्जी, इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी, मैग्नेटिक एनर्जी। नेक्स्ट पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होच्छे केमिकल एनर्जी, इलास्टिक एनर्जी, न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी, ग्रेविटेशनल एनर्जी। Next, mechanical energy. The energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or motion is called mechanical energy. An example of mechanical energy is the motion of the piston and other moving parts of an automobile engine. The energy of a hammer hitting a nail is also mechanical. There are two types of mechanical energy, ki kinetic energy and potential energy. There is the energy possessed by a body. The energy possessed by a body due to its rest state of motion or the rest is called the mechanical energy. Next, kinetic energy. The energy possessed by an object because of its motion is called kinetic energy. Let's take some example. A flying aeroplane or a speeding train or even a rolling ball, all are example of kinetic energy. The amount of kinetic energy depends on the two things: the mass of the object, the speed of the object. The expression is half into mass into velocity square. So the kinetic energy is directly proportional to its mass and the square of the velocity with which it moves. তাহলে কি দুটো এক্সপ্রেশন কি একটাই এক্সপ্রেশন আছে কি কিসের উপর ডিপেন্ড করে? মাস অফ দ্য অবজেক্ট, স্পিড অফ দ্য অবজেক্ট। আর এক্সপ্রেশন কি? হাফ ইন্টু মাস ইন্টু ভেলোসিটি স্কোয়ার। Next, potential energy. The energy possessed by an object because of its position of condition is called the potential energy. A stressed rubber band, a wound up spring of a clock, stored water behind a dam, and a stretched bow are some examples of potential energy. The potential energy that a body has is equal to the work that it can do. In case of a lifted object, the potential energy to do work done on the basis on the body to lift it, expression of the potential energy ki mass of the body into acceleration due to gravity into height to which the body is raised above the ground, মানে m into g into h. Next factor affecting the potential energy. From the expression Pe equal to mgh, we can conclude that the potential energy possessed by a body is directly proportional to the mass of the body. The greater the mass, the greater the potential energy. Are directly proportional to the acceleration due to gravity. Our potential energy direct proportional to body is raised. The higher the body is raised above the ground level, it is greater the potential energy. তাহলে PE equal to mgh. তাহলে mgh এই তিনটে ফ্যাক্টরের উপর ডিপেন্ড করে। আচ্ছা, difference between potential and kinetic energy. Potential energy ki the energy possessed by a body due to virtue of its state or rest or position. The factors which affect the potential energy are change in mass, change in height, and the change in the shape of the body. It can only change to kinetic energy. It cannot be transferred from one body to another. It is not relative to the environment of the body. Kinetic energy is possessed by a body due to its virtue of its state of motion. The factors affecting kinetic energy are mass and speed of the body. It can change to different forms of energy like potential energy, heat energy, sound energy, light energy, etc. It can be transferred from one body to another. It is relative to the environment of a body. Next, energy transformation. By these diagrams, we can see the transformation of energy, chemical to motion, electric motor. Some examples of energy transformation are electric iron, LED bulb, car engine, solar heater, solar cell, etc. Next, transformation of energy in hydroelectric power plant. We can see that the hard water, head water is taken and then from the dam, and then the potential, it is in the potential energy, and then it is go to the turbine. It produces the mechanical energy and then it converts into the electrical one. Potential energy থেকে kinetic energy, energy থেকে সেখান থেকে mechanical energy, আর mechanical energy থেকে generator দিয়ে electrical energy produce হচ্ছে. So we can see this diagram and we can easily understand. Next, the way we can conserve energy. Non-renewable sources of energy like coal, petroleum, natural gas should be used wisely and economically. Renewable resource of energy should be used more in comparison to the non-renewable sources of energy. Water taps should be closed after use. ওয়াটার ট্যাপকে ইউজ করার পর বন্ধ করে দেওয়া উচিত। ক্লোথস শুড বি সান ড্রাইড ইনস্টেড অফ ইউজিং দ্য ইলেকট্রিক ডায়ার্স। নেক্সট, efficient. Clothes should be sun dried instead of using the electric dryers. High efficient LED bulb के use करते হবে in case of the traditional incandescent bulbs. Pulses should be soaked in water for some time before being cooked. Light, fan, other electrical appliances সেটাকে সুইচ অফ করে দিতে হবে যখন সেটা দরকার নেই। নেক্সট, ডিফারেন্স বিটুইন এনার্জি অ্যান্ড পাওয়ার। এনার্জি কী আছে? ইট ইজ দ্য ক্যাপাসিটি অফ দ্য ওয়ার্ক to do some work. It is power, something which is integrated over time. That unit used to measure energy is joules or watt seconds. W is the symbol which that denotes energy. Energy changes from one form to another. Energy is a time quantity of the work. Next, power power is defined as the rate at which specific work is done or which the energy is transmitted. The unit used to measure this is watt or joules per second. The symbol used to denote power is P. The power cannot be transformed from one type to another. It is an instantaneous process. Next, definition of power. Power মানে কি? The rate which energy is transferred or the rate in which the তাহলে power মানে কি? W by T মানে work done by time. Then next we can say that units of power. Units of power ki SI unit of power হচ্ছে watt, bigger units are kilowatt and megawatt. Kilowatt হচ্ছে 1000 watt, megawatt হচ্ছে 10 to the power 6 watt. The commercial units of power is horsepower. 1 horsepower is 746 watt. Next, sound energy and magnetic energy. Sound energy is the energy that causes the sensation of hearing in our ears. It is produced by vibrating objects. It is used in an instrument called sonar to find the depth of the seabed. Magnetic energy কি আছে? The energy processed by magnets is called the magnetic energy. Magnets attract objects made up of iron, nickel and cobalt. Magnetic energy is used in toys, also in certain factories to separate the precious metals from the scrap. তাহলে সাউন্ড এনার্জি আর ম্যাগনেটিক এনার্জি কি? সাউন্ড এনার্জি হচ্ছে যেটা তোমার সেন্সেশন তৈরি করে, আর ম্যাগনেটিক এনার্জি কি? এনার্জি প্রসেসড বাই দ্য ম্যাগনেটস. নেক্সট, ইম্পর্টেন্স অফ এনার্জি ইন আওয়ার লাইফ. We can say that agriculture, industry, services, these three sectors energies are being used. Agriculture হচ্ছে to operate tubewells and threshers. The industries কি হচ্ছে manufacture to run the machines and manufacture goods. Services কি আছে baking, communication, etc. Not possible without electricity. Now we can see that the importance of energy we can conclude from this chapter: kinetic energy, magnetic energy, sound energy, potential energy. All these energies can be transformed into another form, and it can be used in our life in various ways. And most of the important things, we have to conserve the energy because for the next generation we have to conserve it, as because this energy is non-renewable and sources are non-renewable and renewable, and these are also limited in our earth. So from this chapter we can learn that what is energy, what is work, what is power, and how the energy could be conserved, how in the hydrostatic power plant the energy should be conserved, and how it is used, and all the energy transformations that is happening around us. So I hope you have enjoyed the video and you have understood the whole concept. For the further information, you have to consult your book. So consult the book and you can understand it better way. So thank you, and stay safe.